If you ask the average person who the final boss of planet Earth was, they'll point to the Tyrannosaurus rex. And honestly, it's a solid pick. We're talking about 8 tons of specialized muscle, a bite force of 12,000 pounds that literally exploded the bones of its prey, and arguably the best sense of smell in the history of the animal kingdom. But here's the thing. Hollywood loves a protagonist. For 100 years, the Rex has been the main character. From King Kong to Jurassic Park, it's been marketed as the peak of evolution, the undisputed king. But what if I told you that while the Rex was ruling the North American server, there were other maps on the planet where the T-Rex wouldn't just be an underdog, it would be the underdog's lunch. See, the T-Rex played the game on normal mode. It lived in an ecosystem where it was the only heavy carnivore. But today, we're hopping servers. We're heading to the southern hemisphere and the African floodplains to meet the dinosaurs that played the game on hardcore mode. These are the creatures that forced the devs to nerf the entire planet with an asteroid just to give the rest of us a chance. Welcome to Things Unexplained. Today, we're looking at 3 predators that actually ruled, and why the T-Rex might just be the most over-marketed animal in history. Giganosaurus, the southern slasher. First up, we have to talk about the southern giant, Giganosaurus. For a long time, the Rex held the world record for the biggest carnivore to ever walk Earth. Then, in 1993, paleontologists in Argentina uncovered a beast that broke the scale. Giganosaurus wasn't just longer than a Rex, it was built for a completely different style of PvP. To understand the Giga, you have to understand its gear. If the Rex is a bruiser or a tank that wins by a single bone-shattering knockout punch, the Giganosaurus was a bleed build specialist. The Rex has those famous banana teeth, thick, round railroad spikes designed to withstand the pressure of crushing through a triceratops's pelvis. But the Giga? Its teeth were thin, flat, and serrated like obsidian daggers. It didn't need to crush your spine, it just needed to run past you and open a 3-foot-long gash in your side. And it had the mobility to do it. While the Rex was built for stability and short bursts of power, the Giganosaurus had a more athletic frame. It was the only predator capable of taking down the 90-ton Argentinosaurus. How? By map hacking. Scientists believe these giants worked in coordinated packs. They didn't go for a quick kill. They used hit-and-run tactics, carving chunks out of the largest animals in history and simply waiting for them to bleed out. In a 1v1, the Rex is a heavyweight boxer, but the Giga is a samurai with a serrated blade and better cardio. If a T-Rex ever wandered into the Argentine server, it wouldn't know how to handle a predator that moves faster and cuts deeper. The Rex would be looking for a wrestling match, while the Giga is already 3 blocks away, waiting for the Rex's HP to hit 0. Spinosaurus, the aquatic glitch. If the Giganosaurus was a rival, the Spinosaurus was a straight-up glitch in the system. Standing nearly 50 feet long, this thing makes the T-Rex look like it skipped leg day. But for decades, the Spinosaurus was a mystery. We thought it was just a Rex with a sail on its back. Then, a few years ago, we found the tail, and the entire metagame shifted. Spinosaurus wasn't a land predator, it was a 15-ton semi-aquatic river monster. It's the only dinosaur we've found that truly specialized in the water map. It had a paddle-like tail, dense bones for buoyancy control, and pressure-sensing pores in its snout, the exact same tech modern crocodiles use to detect movement in pitch-black water. While the T-Rex has those tiny, meme-worthy arms, the Spinosaurus had massive, powerful forelimbs equipped with 12-inch hooked claws. These weren't for show, they were grappling hooks designed to snatch massive prehistoric fish out of the water or pin down terrestrial prey. Think about the tactical disadvantage for the T-Rex here. If a T-Rex tries to cross a river in Spinosaurus territory, the fight is over before it begins. It's not a duel, it's an ambush. One drag into deep water and the T-Rex's kingly bite force means nothing. In the water, the T-Rex is just a buoyant, screaming snack for the true pharaoh of the Nile. The Spinosaurus represents a tier of survival the Rex never had to master. It owned an environment that the Rex couldn't even enter without a death sentence. It was the largest carnivorous dinosaur that ever existed, and it spent its days bullying 20-foot sawfish and anything else brave enough to come to the water's edge for a drink. Carcharodontosaurus, the shark-toothed king. Finally, we have the monster that lived in the most dangerous zip code in Earth's history, North Africa's Kem Kem group. This is Carcharodontosaurus. Its name literally means shark-toothed lizard, and it was the rival that kept the Spinosaurus on its toes. The T-Rex lived in the Hell Creek server, which was basically a single-player campaign where the T-Rex was the only giant carnivore, but Carcharodontosaurus lived in a Battle Royale server. It had to compete with Spinosaurus, 40-foot Super Croc Sarcosaurus, and other massive predators just for a midday snack. This forced evolution to overclock the Carcharodontosaurus. It had a 6-foot skull, large enough to swallow a human whole, and its brain was specialized for high-speed tactical strikes. It was faster than a T-Rex and possessed a skull architecture that allowed it to withstand high-impact collisions. Its teeth were specialized for slicing and shearing. In a fight against a T-Rex, the Carcharodontosaurus wouldn't try to out-muscle the king, it would out-finesse it. It was a battle-hardened veteran of a world where everything was trying to kill you. While the T-Rex was busy being the big fish in a small pond, the Carcharodontosaurus was surviving the most competitive ecosystem the planet has ever seen. It was the apex of apexes, a creature that looked at the T-Rex's crown and saw nothing but a target. The T-Rex is iconic, and it always will be. It's the face of the franchise for a reason. But the more we dig, the more we realize that the Cretaceous wasn't a kingdom, it was a global arms race. Whether it was the sheer mass of the Alamosaurus we talked about last time, the precision blades of the Giganosaurus, the aquatic dominance of the Spinosaurus, or the battle-hardened aggression of the Carcharodontosaurus, nature always finds a way to build something more overpowered. But, as the history books show us, it doesn't matter how high your stats are when the server shuts down. 66 million years ago, a 6-mile-wide asteroid didn't care who the king was. It didn't care about bite force or bleed builds. It just hit delete on everyone. The real winners, the birds and the small mammals that survived the fallout while the heavyweights vanished. So the next time you see a T-Rex in a movie, remember, it was a legend, but it wasn't the only one. And on the right map, it wouldn't even be the scariest. Until next time, thanks for watching Things Unexplained. If you want to see the 5 animals that actually survived the asteroid and are still alive today, including one that might be in your backyard right now, click the video on your screen. Until next time.